based on you guys' stories, what are you guys' perspectives as to like why people have myths, which are not often positive myths about banking? I would like to get you guys' thoughts on some of the banking myths that are out there, and what do people get wrong about banking today?
There's still a lot of distrust within the banking industry, and understandably, right, given the history, you can track it back all the way to the Great Depression, and banks refused to open and people were just out their money. Now it's very different. There's online banking, but there's still a lot of distrust. There's a history of redlining, right, where redlining banks were discriminating against certain neighborhoods or certain income demographics. There's regulations now that have shifted some of that, but there's still that people are left with that bad taste in their mouth. And so then it's, how do we as financial employees or employees of the financial industry, how do then we go and educate people to try to break some of that trust? There is still good and bad people in every industry you look at, right? Yes, there's still bad banks out there, but there are still some very good financial institutions out there that are willing to help and be that resource for our customers. It's tough to find. When you have a bad experience, you're left with that, and it's hard to trust again, right?
Yeah.
Going back to the trust issues, specifically talking about, Venezuelans or South Americans, they have been burned, right? They put money in their accounts, then the money was never available because the bank went bankrupt. It's like, oh, so people don't trust that. I find a lot of clients, they, especially in the Hispanic community, they do have a lot of cash, and they just keep it at home. It's interesting. And so, whether buying a home or, in the process of applying for a small business loan, they say, well, I do have savings, so they don't keep it in the bank. So it's, how do you build that trust? There is a lot of myths, like you say, and one of them I feel is the most important is that they think, okay, all banks are the same. Mm-hmm. And if I went to one bank and I only bank with one particular institution, and not understanding that, hey, you know what, there are different banks out there, and different banks, they have different appetites and they have different goals for their portfolio.